Hey Blue Table fans, we are going to really get off the beaten path with a sort of spoiler review of the Pathfinder Adventure Path Serpent Skull. So, for those of you not familiar with this, Pathfinder is sort of the heir apparent of Dungeons & Dragons. Back when Dungeons & Dragons was in version 3.5, Wizards of the Coast, who had bought the game from TSR, decided to do 4th edition and really make the game a lot different, and I don't think that sat well with the classic fans, and they went ahead and just, this company called Paizo, and in an interview, because now Paizo, of course, is like a well-known juggernaut, but I saw this interview where one of their main guys said, you know, they were just hanging on by a thread for many years. But they made it. So what they do is they make this series of 6 adventures called an adventure path. And you start out at 1st level here, and you end up at 18th level down here. And each one's about 90 pages. So these things are amazing. And so far, Paizo has made about 20 adventure paths. So you would have to buy 120 books in order to have them all. They used to cost 20 bucks. I think they're going for 25 now. They are well worth it. These things are amazing. And as you know, I come from the era of these old gyms. And I got to tell you, this is being done like a zillion times better. In fact, you know what? I got the wrong thing. I meant to show you something here, and I got the wrong adventure. But I also don't want to stop recording. So let's go over and just dig up the right thing. Here we go. We are looking for Vault of the Drow. And I think this, no, that's Descent. There it is, Vault of the Drow. Good. Fantastic. I bought a bunch of these old modules. It was really quite a little blast of nostalgia. So anyway, now this is super spoilers. Please, if you're playing in this, don't ruin it for yourself. I'm a huge fan of Serpent Skull. It's one of the least popular ones overall, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. So here it comes. In Souls for the Smuggler's Shiv, the party is stranded on this island, and it's very challenging. And this really gave me sort of shades of Isle of Dread, a wilderness adventure. But the Shiv itself is only like 6 miles from stem to stern, and the Isle of Dread. Let's see if I can open this here. I'm looking for the map of the island in here. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, there it is. So yeah, so this is what the players get. Each hex is 6 miles. So obviously this is a much bigger island. Yeah, I told you there would be spoilers, and there's a lot. In fact, I think this shows, this is like a campaign. Where is the, oh yeah, Isle of Dread, way down here. So yeah, so I'm reading through. This stuff is so good, like it's written so well. So there's a cast of characters to it. So they're shipwrecked basically with all these different personages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each one of these guys has this great background. They could turn into player characters. And they have like different missions, different stories to them. It's so well written. And of course, Serpent folk, I'm gonna get into them a little bit. And let's see here. Yeah, the illustrations are just so good. So Paizo, even early on, they were doing really a superior job at everything. So with Serpent Skull, Parts 2 and Parts 4 are really just connectors. So like this connects with this one. And If you wanted to, you could really just buy this right here as a standalone adventure or sort of a place, a setting to put into your campaign. Because this takes place in, this is a lost city. There's a lost city in here. And let's see if I can find the map to it. It's just, yeah. So there's a lost city, and for me, that had shades of Dwellers of the Forbidden City, this old gym. And this was a tournament module that came out in, looking for a year, 1981. These have been in storage for a while. So yeah, so it definitely, if you looked at these two, you could definitely see shades of this module in this one here. In fact, oh, that's kind of weird. The map kind of has the same shape if you turn it like that, you know? All right, anyway. So really cool stuff, and this is the reverse. Like this Lost City is way bigger than the earlier published version. And Dwellers of the Forbidden City, I do believe, was the first appearance of, let's see if I can find them. Here we go. Yeah, these things are falling apart, man. That's great. There you go. The Serpent folk. And so a lot of that has obviously been perpetuated into these modules here. And they do a great job introducing the Serpent folk. The Red Mantis assassins, I mean, and the illustrations are just amazing in this. Here, I'm looking for a Serpent folk and I can't find one. Where's a Serpent folk when you need one? Nope, not even that guy. All right, so anyway, so just buying this one here, City of Seven Spears, great, an absolute bargain for what it is you get. And this really isn't an event. This just develops the characters from here and sort of turns these individuals into groups, and then the groups kind of like are set up for this adventure. And so I think that's why this path gets a lot of flack, is the connecting adventures don't seem like their own thing, but the fact is it's woven really well. So this one, this is the connecting, this is just like 7 mini dungeons, and yeah, there's like 7 of these like mini maps, and those are the vaults of madness. And so this one connects to Thousand Fangs Below. So Thousand Fangs Below, which is the second hidden city. So this is a lost city. This is a lost city. And so this has yet another map in it, and they're connected. Like these two things are pretty close to each other. So there you go, another lost city. And for me, reading through this was because there's this giant because this is underground, and it sort of had it reminded me of Vault of the Drow, almost exactly like Vault of the Drow. You know, vampires. All sorts of these subterranean creatures, and of course there's only one drow in here. Yeah, there's actually a succubus in this one and in this one. So it's very clever, it's very subtle, but the two definitely have sort of connections to them. Oh yeah, this is where you go into Queen of the Demon Web Pits. This module's really hard, by the way. It's really brutal. I ran this, I think, in '84, I guess. Some friends of mine. We were using the Iron Crown Enterprises Rollmaster system. So anyway, when did this come out? Oh, 78. Wow, this one's actually older. So there you go. This reminded me of Vault of the Drow. And then this module here, this is actually inside of this one. And of course is the climax of the whole thing. And so when the players go into this, there's your Serpent folk. So, wow, the art has come a long way in 30 years. by the time they get here, there's some real baddies. They're 15th level when they come in. They should be 18th level when they come out. And an 18th level PC is really, really something to be reckoned with. Like, there are some pretty tough encounters. So, Jackalwares, yeah, definitely has sort of the flavor of Vault of the Drow. So to my mind, I could be wrong, but this is kind of how this works out here. And they did a good job, and a lot of these adventure paths are more blatantly sort of remakes or homages to, and by the way, it's not a criticism. I don't think this is, there's a problem with this at all. I mean, Paizo is like, I worship Paizo. They're a great company. Their product is amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, where was I going with that? So anyway, yeah, definitely has sort of a remake of these other things that put together in really an absolutely amazing way. Oh, I was saying some of the other ones are more blatantly, like the Giant Slayer series is obviously against the Giants. Iron Gods is obviously an homage to Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, which, again, you very, very old D&D players will remember that. So there you go. There's my nerdy take on the Serpent Skull series. Definitely love it. You actually, like, if you want to just sort of make this your own, you could do without this one and this one. Probably not this one because it's like the big finale, but the real meat and bones of the whole thing is the odd numbers, 1, 3, and 5. So 2 lost cities and an island exploration adventure. And if you get to play in these, well, you're watching this video, so guess what? You just spoil it for yourself. Not really, though. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of details that what I'm telling you wouldn't help you at all. In fact, the map folio that you can find online, just the cover kind of spoils the whole Lost City thing. It actually shows you part of the map of the Lost City. So I haven't spoiled it too bad. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you got your role-playing inspiration for the day.